Mormon MOMTOK and soft swinging is now coming to Hulu. If you're like me and you're like, what the fuck is MOMTOK and what on earth is soft swinging? Do not fret. I have a crash course for you in the form of today's video. A couple of years ago, several moms went viral on TikTok sharing their lives on that social media platform. The biggest Mormon MOMTOKer is this gal, Taylor Frankie Paul, and boy did she drop a bombshell a couple of years ago when she revealed that this close circle of parent friends participated in something called soft swinging. And don't worry, I will explain that in a minute. The Mormon MOMTOKers are coming to Hulu in a brand new series called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and the entire season will drop on September 6th. The Mormon Church is no stranger to bad press, but they seldom issue public statements. I mean, I don't recall public statements regarding Lori Vallow or Ruby Franke, but for these swinging MOMTOKers, yeah, the Mormon Church, or rather the Latter-day Saints, don't want you to get the wrong idea about them. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, Sarah, and this is Sarah Spills. TikTok really has it all, doesn't it? I used to follow some mom vloggers on YouTube back when I was pregnant with my daughter, but I never really transitioned to following any on TikTok because, to be quite honest, TikTok confuses me. I can get all of the Botox in the world, but TikTok will not shy away from reminding me that I am, in fact, rounding the corner on 40. Rude, TikTok. Anyways, a couple of years ago, some momfluencers started quite the scandal when it was revealed that their close-knit friend group was swapping more than just parenting advice.
Who else is obsessed with the Mormon MOMTOK drama? If you haven't been following along, here with the brown hair is Taylor Paul. This is her group of friends. And this is Taylor and her husband. They are now getting divorced because of Taylor cheating. Now it gets crazier than this. Apparently, she cheated with the husband of one of the girls in the other video. They were all soft swingers. Another shocker. Apparently that was what they did on the weekends. And there were rules. Essentially, you can make out with anyone. You just couldn't do it behind closed doors, so that's cheating. She got drunk, went behind closed doors with someone else's husband, and now everything's all over the internet. Now her whole account is her kind of, I don't want to say lying, but kind of, where she says she's 50 years old, but in reality, her and I are the exact same age. I believe she's around 27. And she did answer questions in the past asking if she was a swinger or just mention that she's not monogamous. And everyone just assumed she was joking because that's what she does the entire time on her channel. Turns out it was very much real. One of these videos. Now, her channel's been taken down. Another girl named Miranda went on and was clearing her name, saying that it wasn't her and her husband, part of this swinger ordeal. But no one knows who to believe, and more is sure to come out. But yeah, that was shocking.
The mom at the center of this whole mess is Taylor Frankie Paul, and the shit hit the fan when she went on her TikTok live and revealed this bombshell about their group and this soft swinging.
So back to being in an open relationship, Tate and I kind of opened those doors and we had people in and vice versa. To make it clear, again, I'm speaking in gray. He never fully went, I don't know what you would call it if it's soft swinging, but you don't fully switch, if that makes sense, and go all the way. And to be honest, we had an agreement, all of us, and I did step out of that agreement, and that's where I messed up, and I obviously am losing everything that I have, so that is true. But I don't no one was innocent. Everyone has hooked up with everyone in the situation, so yes, I'm getting shunned for doing that, but it wasn't I was going around hooking up with my friend's husband. It was we were at a party, I got belligerent, and we went and messed up by ourselves rather with the whole group, if that makes sense. One time, it was a one-time thing because we were so gone. And that's when it blew up. And yes, we were friends. I was friends with these people and we spent a lot of time together. We were intimate on several occasions. It sucks that I have to admit this because it's not probably no one really wants to admit that they're involved in something like that. But because I'm like the only one getting dragged through this, and then our friend falling out, there was also like sneakiness going on with that. So it wasn't just me and this other person that had like feelings for each other and messed up. There were other things, other people had feelings, and it's hard because I can't spill like everything without tearing everyone down or like coming out with all of it. No one's innocent in this situation.
If we were to put it in terms of baseball, it sounds like soft swinging is being able to get to first, second, maybe third base with another person as long as your spouse was present, but home runs were off the table. Taylor admits that she broke the rules when she partner swapped without the spouses present. So, cheating?
You cheated, bro.
I guess this led to a huge falling out within this group, and that makes sense. Taylor and her husband Tate ended up getting divorced, and now they co-parent their 2 kids. While now Taylor has moved on with a new boyfriend named Dakota, and they just welcomed a baby together. So we have messy mom groups, the Mormon faith as backdrop, and a swinging scandal. This is the perfect recipe for a reality show, and Hulu is delivering that for viewers.
I love the Mormon church, but there are a lot of rules that we have to follow. Well, I'm like, this.
Show me what you're working with.
I created MOMTOK. It's a group of Mormon moms making TikToks. And then it just turned into this whole group is swinging with each other.
Wait, what?
A Mormon swinging scandal has hit Utah.
Now there's a fight for MOMTOK.
You guys can't keep doing this.
Online, it looks like we're all the bestest of friends, but we're not. There's so many secrets, there's lies, gossip.
Sometimes fights are necessary.
There's a whole story that we literally haven't told anyone.
If there is one thing that I have learned from my coverage of Sister Wives, it's that Mormons, or should I say Latter-day Saints, because they prefer to be called Latter-day Saints these days, is they do not like to be conflated with people they perceive to be making a bad name of them and their religion. I'm not Mormon, but there are some well-known guidelines that most people, even non-Mormons, know that Mormons follow. There's no alcohol, no caffeine, no sex before marriage. Many of the young folks serve missions, amongst other things. So when shows like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premiere and you have people like Heather Gay literally writing books called Bad Mormon, and Lisa Barlow, who is laying claim to the faith all while shilling a tequila company, you would think that this would be a PR nightmare for the church. And then you have famous criminal cases in recent years with the prosecutions of Lori Vallow and Ruby Franke. Another splotch on the church's reputation. And now a swinging scandal? Who would have thought it'd be the swinging scandal that evoked an actual official statement from the church? I guess Hulu is just too mainstream to ignore. Let's check out what the church has to say in their official statement that they put out on August 16th, 2024, which was put out just a couple days after the trailer dropped for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. The church states, "The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like other prominent global faith communities, often finds itself the focus of the attention of the entertainment industry. Some portrayals are fair and accurate, but others resort to stereotypes or gross misrepresentations that are in poor taste and have real-life consequences for people of faith. While this is not new, a number of recent productions depict lifestyles and practices blatantly inconsistent with the teachings of the church. Others irresponsibly mischaracterize the safety and conduct of our volunteer missionaries. We understand the fascination some in the media have with the church, but regret that portrayals often rely on sensationalism and inaccuracies that do not fairly and fully reflect the lives of our church members or the sacred beliefs that they hold dear. Millions of church members around the world are deeply dedicated to family, fidelity, service, and the gospel of Jesus Christ. We invite all to consult reliable reliable sources of information and listen to the voices and authentic experiences of individuals and families who find great joy and satisfaction in living these principles. The true story of our faith is best seen in the countless lives of those who strive daily to follow our Savior, Jesus Christ. All right, so that was the church's statement. It's weird to me, a non-Mormon, a never-mo, as those in the ex-Mormon community call us, to read a statement about the church coming out with a hard line rebuking this swinging scandal when people have literally murdered and abused children after becoming extremely radicalized in this faith. Crickets on Lori Vallow, but partner swapping evokes a response. Interesting. I follow the ex-Mormon content creators Jordan and McKay on YouTube, and a couple years ago, they covered this scandal, and they gave insight from their perspective into why Mormons or Latter-day Saints would need to make it known that this swinging is not okay.
So let's talk about the implications with all of this for Mormonism, because that's, in my opinion, why this story, this dynamic is making headlines, because people are like, Mormons can swing?
Some of the things that I've seen recently are people saying that there's more than one way to Mormon. And there definitely is. Just in my belief, it's not the way that they're saying. They're saying that there's more than one way to Brighamite mainstream LDS Mormon, but there's also the Warrenites and the other FLDS and Community of Christ type of Mormonism. That's where I think it's different. But as far as it comes to the mainstream LDS church, I don't believe that there's more than one way to Mormon, because there are set rules that one needs to follow. But these are things that they're asking 8-year-old children to uphold when they're baptized as a child, which it sounds like each of these people that was the situation. One of these commandments that people agree to uphold and strive to uphold when they become a Mormon is the law of chastity, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. Law of chastity is defined as we're to have sexual relations only with our spouse to whom we are legally married. No one, male or female, because it's only a binary in the Mormon church, is to have sexual relations before marriage. After marriage, sexual relations are permitted only with our spouse.
So after marriage, only with your spouse. It's stipulated right there.
So part of obeying the law of chastity, because it is a huge sin if you break it. The Book of Mormon says that sin of sexual nature is third only behind the shedding of innocent blood, and the highest, most unforgivable sin, which is denying the Holy Ghost. So that is the hierarchy of terrible sins. So adultery would be pretty damn high up there, because it is the sacred and most high order of God's family, yada, yada, whatever. In the past, if you committed adultery, you would almost always be excommunicated. Nowadays, the church handbook and the way that the government of the church runs is when something like that comes to light, you're called into a court of love, which is not really a court of love. It is a membership council where your membership could be terminated. And they assess how they can help you to repent, which could mean disfellowship, not being able to partake in church services or the sacrament and everything like that. Or a lot of times what happens is if they're unrepentant or they're deemed that more strict action needs to be taken, they just excommunicate you outright.
I mean, according to the church's own doctrine, breaking the law of chastity is less bad. I mean, barely less bad, but still less bad than the shedding of innocent blood. So I don't understand why we never got official statements from the church condemning the actions of Lori Vallow or Ruby Franke. For Taylor Franke Paul's part, she is deep into promoting the show, as we are just like a week or so out from the premiere. She was doing an Ask Me Anything on her Instagram, and I found her response to a couple questions noteworthy. One person asked her, "Are you still going to attend the Mormon church?" And Taylor answered, "Yes, always have, always will." Another person asked, "Do you go to the temple, like inside and do stuff?" And Taylor answered, "No, I've never been temple endowed, nor do I have a recommend." That's really interesting to me, because this faith will exclude you from participating in its most exclusive activities stuff regarding the temple because of who you are and what you have done. Yet Taylor still wants to consider herself Mormon. I saw another ex-Mormon TikToker weigh in on this dichotomy, and I found it really interesting what she had to say.
I can spot what this is going to bring up for people from a million miles away. I'm an ex-Mormon content creator, and I would say one of the most hotly contested topics for Mormons and ex-Mormons alike is who really gets to call themselves Mormon, or if you're a Mormon, a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Already in the title of the show, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, we see a breaking away from the church, which officially wants to be called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The cast members appear to very likely not be wearing the religious garments that devout Mormons are required to wear, and of course, many of these women rose to prominence on TikTok due to a swinging scandal, which is very much not allowed in Mormon rules. A lot of ex-Mormons tend to get bothered by Mormons like this because they did keep the rules and do all the things and sacrificed a lot to do it. So then to see people who are not really keeping the rules, but are still choosing to stand by in some capacity this religious organization that many of us see as deeply problematic can be tricky. On the other hand, you have the active Mormons who are going to be upset that they are being portrayed this way and saying these women do not represent Mormonism as a whole. This might just be a silly reality TV show, which I am personally so excited to watch, but I do think there's a broader cultural movement and reckoning right now where there are many Mormons who are trying to carve out a space where they can be Mormon in some capacity, but not have to keep all the rules and have a more lax and flexible approach. While at the same time, the authorities of the Mormon Church are working really hard for that not to happen and are putting out a lot of messaging, which is basically saying, this is an all or nothing religion.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives will drop all 8 episodes of its first season on September 6th. So you guys will have to let me know your thoughts on this whole scandal. I, for one, am really looking forward to this show. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and X at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.